What's up, guys? Just working on the Samsung multi-zone mini split. We got 3 different zones. This is our penetration. We got 3 zones coming out here. So we have 2 7,000 BTU and then 1 24,000 BTU, and we're just going over how to flare these joints so you can attach to your unit. We already have one here. We'll go ahead and show you how to do the other one. So you kind of want to just get it positioned where you want it to be. Just get it a little bit close. And then you want to slide this nut onto that line, just like that. We already have it labeled so we know which one it's going to. And then there's different kinds of tools that you can use to make a flare, but this is the one that we have. This is just a uni weld, and it comes with a little ratcheting wrench. This specific line is 3/8, so we're going to go ahead and just set it. If you have another size, you can kind of just adjust it. So we have 1/4 inch, 1/8 inch, 3/16. In our case, we're doing 3/8. So in order to get a good joint, we want it to be really clean without any kinks or anything like that, or any damage to the line. So we're going to go ahead and use a little bit of Nylog thread sealant, and then put it on this cone inside. So that cone right here is the one that is going to make that flare joint. So as you tighten, you can probably see it here on the side. As you tighten it with the wrench, it'll start making the cone shape, that flare on the actual line set. We want it to be nice and smooth, so we're going to go ahead and put a little bit of Nylog on there. Just a little dab, nothing crazy. You want to just go ahead and spread it out. Usually like to put my finger on there and then just spin it, kind of spread it out a little bit, just so that way it has a little bit of a lubricant to it. So once you have your nut in here and you have your Nylog, we're already set to 3/8. We're going to go ahead and slide that into the pipe. And then this specific tool actually has a little stopper on it to let you know how far your line needs to go. So it'll stop it there, lock it into place, and then lock this down right here. So that way you're not too far into it. So we'll go ahead and slide that on. Then you want to make sure you're all the way in into where that stopper is. If you're able to see that, you can actually move it here, just like that. Make sure that you're all the way in. Once you're butted up to that stopper, and you go ahead and bring this up, we're going to tighten it, set it where we want it. It's got to be pretty tight, hand tight, and then it's good to go. So I'm just going to manually put this cone in, and that'll actually insert inside of that line. And once it's hand tight, we'll go ahead and throw this little ratchet wrench on there. And this actually has a little feature where it's supposed to stop, or this is supposed to separate when you've gone the depth that specific 3/8 line is supposed to have. So you can see it there starting to open up. So it'll either pop or it'll get pretty tight. You don't want to overdo it, because then that flare joint's gonna leak. That's pretty good right there. You can see that already popped right there. It's separated right there. So as we back it out, let's just start closing up that gap. There it is, just popped back in. Go ahead and loosen it up. We'll loosen this part up. We'll pop it off. You always want to inspect your joint, or your flare, sorry. So you want to have a pretty good clean flare. Before you do this, forgot to mention, you should be just deburring the inside of this, just to get like a super clean. This is super smooth. There's no bumps to it. There's no jagged edges. So that's pretty good. And it's always kind of like a good practice to butt it up where you're gonna install it, and that way you can see, is the flare too big, is it too small? You don't want it coming up too high like that, or you don't want it too small where you can actually see this little bevel sticking out. So you want it to be just flush to that. So it should pretty much look like that. And then another way to tell is you can always pull this nut here and you can get a little sight of how it looks in there. You're gonna have a little bit of play here, but it should look pretty sealed up. It shouldn't look ovaled or anything like that. It should look pretty good with that fitting.